it's always as a kid I came down here when I was younger, playing for Frankston City, and yeah, I came down. There wasn't much here at all, just one park, and it was in a real muddy day. I always remember it saying, "Jesus, it's a tough gig to come here and play football."
First memory of Langwarrin Soccer Club was, believe it or not, the fact that they had floodlights. I was playing for Frankston City, and Des Ellaby and my father asked me to come up and play here, and I sort of came up for a couple of training sessions, and we had these amazing floodlights that sort of actually lit up the pitch, and we could train regularly. And whereas Frankston City, we were a Division 1 side at the time, didn't have any lights at all.
Without a doubt, it had to be, and I don't know what year this was, but back when we were still in the old club rooms, there was a bit of a takeover bid on the cards from Frankston, and the club got together and said, we don't want this to happen. Well, if it's not going to happen, we need to get our act together. And people just jumped on board and said, we're going to make this happen, or we will get swallowed up, or get taken over or something. So from that point on, there was a conscious decision to actually move forward and be positive, and we did.
Early in my time at the club, I would say that Des Ellaby and Neil McCarthy would have been high on the list.
In the old days, with Neil McCarthy, he sort of kept the club together, and he really did. He was a president, team managers, coaches, he'd done everything, you know.
A guy called Neil McCarthy, who was more or less like president and committees before Steve. And the club wasn't so prosperous in those days. I mean, I remember being on a committee with Neil, and we had $60 in the bank to start the year with, and I was devastated, but Neil just wasn't fazed, you know.
Obviously, when the council took over the running of the club, Steve Wallace's efforts were fantastic.
It's always been getting these club rooms. The one main man with that was Stevie Wallace. Yeah, love him or hate him, mate. I love him, but he was a big mover of getting this moving on. Stuck to the council, capped at him every day until we finally got it. And yeah, that's the biggest thing I reckon's ever happened to that. And he's really the biggest person this club has seen.
If he saw something good for soccer, Steve went with it, even if it was benefiting other clubs, not just necessarily Langwarrin.
The Skelly Boys, and when I first came up, it was definitely like the Skelly Boys, Robert McEwen at the time, Stephen Clough, Paul Wellingberg, and a few others, but probably overall, for continually, year after year, was probably a big role.
For me, there's all sorts of things. Like I said, it's an extended family. Most of the senior people at this club all go away together. They've known each other for years. All the kids have grown up together. But I mean, you just got to look at the club. It's thriving. Look at all the juniors. That to me is the best thing about this club. Is you come up here on a Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon when the first team's not here, and it's still chock-a-block. You know, you can't find enough pitches to train them on during the week.
My vision is for to carry on doing what we're doing, community-wise, supporting each other. That's probably a greater vision. I know football-wise, everyone wants success, but you know, I've come to think that maybe that's secondary about here.
Well, I guess I'd like to see the club go as far as it can, but obviously we can't compete with the big money clubs. But I think my vision is just for it to be a nice family club. I mean, and play at the highest level we can. You know, I mean, it doesn't. We don't have to play Premier League for me to enjoy watching the game, as long as we play as high as we can, and it's a good standard. You know.
You just want people to come out and play football. You want people to come out and enjoy playing football here, and whether it's this division or up another division would be better. But you know, it's not the be all and end all. As long as we're all here and we're all playing and we're all enjoying the game that we love, that's what counts the most.
I'd like the club to play in the Premier League, but not at the cost of, you know, financial issues and everything.
Yeah, big congrats to the club on the 50th anniversary. Obviously, great success here, and we've been here for a while now, so good to see the club still doing well, and obviously big year for them.